Alrighty, I have a construction update for you guys today, and before I get started, I just want to say this one might not be as exciting as my one yesterday, but you know what? We are a family, and you're going to sit through this one and enjoy it as much as you enjoyed yesterday's, or I'm going to turn this video around. I'm kidding. With that being said, I just want to say a huge thank you. We hit 28,000 subscribers, and the fact that I didn't even notice until you guys were commenting in the comment section, and yeah, that's how crazy my life has been with this reorganizing of the event dates, which we are still just finishing off, in the process of finishing off organizing with Wonderland. Woo, stressful. And two, the daily uploads and just work and everything. So honestly, it means a lot, and we are so close to 30,000 followers, guys. That's a huge milestone for someone like me. So honestly, as soon as I hit 30,000 subscribers, I'm going to do a giveaway. I'm going to make this a cool giveaway. I'm going to center it around something important to me, obviously, just because this is a huge milestone. So if you aren't already subscribed to this channel, but you enjoy our videos, please hit subscribe. It would mean a lot. We are so close. We're 1,900 subscribers away from 30,000. So we're almost there. We're like 2-3 months away, fingers crossed. But anyways, thank you. Let's get right into it. So yes, there is some bad news I have to share with all of you. This video is not like yesterday's. It comes with some sad news, and that is that there are no support shipments that arrived today. So with that being said, they are definitely running out of things to do on Alpen Fury. It is very visible from a bird's eye view. But let's talk about some exciting things before I talk about kind of the bad. They have started to patch up the mountain. So if you look closely, they're patching up the mountain, which is awesome. I truthfully didn't know if they would because supports sway a lot. But with this support structure, it's actually very still, and it doesn't sway as much as you would see other support structures sway. So they are able to patch it up. So that's just some exciting news. Heading on over to Minebuster, just to kind of feed off the trend of some not so good news. The team working on Minebuster seems to have vanished down to a very small team working on Minebuster, and it is very evident that things have slowly been progressing on Minebuster out of nowhere. And I would say, based off of what I'm seeing before me and how much work there is still to do on Minebuster, like Alpen Fury, this ride probably isn't opening in May, which is unfortunate, and things do happen. And with any construction project out there, things just happen. It's a really tough industry, especially right now, and with the weather we had in spring, early spring. So unfortunately, Minebuster is looking to be a little bit delayed, but the park has obviously not said anything. That is just based off of my opinion. So I wouldn't expect Minebuster to open in May based off of what I'm seeing right now. But with that being said, it looks amazing, and once it does open, that would be awesome. Another ride that I want to touch on, because we can see it inside the park, so I feel like I can cover it, is Timberwolf Falls. Timberwolf Falls is, I think, scheduled to open up this weekend, but I could be wrong, so don't take that seriously. It is receiving a lot of work. It has received a lot of work in the past. They are definitely throwing a lot of money into its refurbishment and refreshment, which is such a healthy, amazing thing to see any ride undergo at Canada's Wonderland, and our park genuinely puts a lot of effort into the refurbishments of these older attractions. So Timberwolf Falls is receiving a lot of love, and it truthfully doesn't look like it's going to be ready for open as well. There was a whole team coming down on the ride and just upgrading its pathways and all that. But let's get back to the ride you are all here for, and that is Alpen Fury, the good Fury. If Surya heard me say that and I disappear, guys, just know that it was him. So as you can see here, they are starting to dig out the brickwork. This is where the queue line is going to go, so that's a good sign. The rebar is down for the staircase, the entrance staircase, and the concrete is poured for the exit staircase, as well as the op booth, which you'll see in a second. The roofing has come along really nicely, so they're working on actually getting that down, and then they're going to put down that protective black sheet, and then they'll put the shingles on, and it's going to look amazing. Brickwork has progressed rapidly in this area. That looks amazing. And they've started work on the entrance queue line, and I have a better idea how the queue line's going to work now just based off of where the bricks are still ripped up. So it looks like you're going to enter through the old Blauer-Enzian entrance. You're going to come down and then zigzag through that other little entrance, or that's going to be a fast lane entrance. It could be either or, and then you'll head in. The rock work that Rockscapes has done is looking absolutely amazing, and that clearance envelope is still inside the mountain, hasn't progressed any further up ahead, but definitely super excited to see this finished paint job on the rock work, and them add in the lighting down there and the foliage. I just butchered that word so hard. As you can tell, the op booth area has been poured with concrete, as well as the exit staircase, so that's exciting. The roof work continues, and the work on the queue line continues as well. Still curious to see what they're going to do with the Flies entrance sign there, if they're going to move it ever so slightly. But yeah, so obviously a lot of work has progressed in the Alpenfest area of Alpen Fury, but we are evidently missing supports. And the track hasn't been installed either. So for those of you, you know that my event has been pushed back. I'm not going to say that the new dates, by the way, when I announced the new dates of my event, that has nothing to do with when Alpen Fury is going to open, by the way. So just please, I wanted to stress that. Do not judge Alpen Fury's opening day based off of my event dates. So just stay tuned to Wonderland. But if I had to make a prediction for you guys, I would say this ride is looking at a late June opening. That's just a guess. So I would say third, fourth week of June that this ride is going to open. And obviously that can change. Things happen. It's a new machine. It's a new, look, Premier's pushed the envelope in terms of what they designed and what they are used to designing. This is a very large scale coaster for a company like Premier to develop. And it's in very complex areas. So it's definitely going to be a rough route moving forward in terms of vertical, because there are no supports on site. And by what I can tell from my drone, the torquing for the most part is essentially done outside of one section on Alpen Fury's second tower. There is still an alignment issue that has not been fixed. And I use the word alignment issue. It's not an issue. It's going to be fixed. If I had to make an educated guess based off of what I've learned over the years of documenting roller coaster builds and talking to various people, is essentially they're waiting on a spacer plate. I forgot the word of that other. Essentially another plate that goes around it, and they'll use longer bolts, and they bolt it in. Is the process. This happens on various other coasters. You could go look. I could point them out. We actually saw some at Cedar Point on Siren's Curse. So there was some of this method used. It does happen. Footing could be ever so slightly off, and you just got to bend it a little more. The support, obviously not too much. You can't put too much stress. Otherwise, you could compromise it. But that's not what's happened here. They just need spacers and longer bolts to fix it, based off of my assumption, by the way. But nothing of concern. That will be fixed probably in the coming days. Outside of that, just a lot of landscape prep going on. No new track developments on Alpen Fury. So we are evidently looking at a delay, a longer delay, based off of my assumption and my prediction. With that being said, this is just a shot showing you that there's no further track or supports that have been delivered. Stay tuned. I have a feeling we'll start to see a lot of them be delivered between now and the end of May. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and have a good one, guys. Bye.